Built a throne from my bones. I rise instead. You wanted silence. I gave you screams. Now I haunt your heaven with shattered dreams. I'm not your martyr. I'm the flame you fear. Say my name, What? I gave you every version of me. Trying to find where you left your mark, and I don't know how to feel this right when everything breaks in the quiet of night. I only feel safe when it's you, when the world fades and the noise breaks through. You're the silence inside of the storm. You're the reason I try to be more. I could fall, I could break, I could lose, but it only hurts only when it's you. They say time heals, but it lies. Some wounds live behind the eyes. You were the voice that pulled me free. Now it's just static where you used to be. And I don't want a love that feels like less if it's not your name tangled in my breath. I only feel safe when it's you, when the world fades and the noise breaks through. You're the silence inside of the storm. You're the reason I try to be more. I could fall, I could break, I could lose, but it only hurts. I don't need the world to understand. I just need your hand in my hand. If I disappear, let it be known I was never whole when I was alone. I only feel safe when it's you. Not a soul, not a sound cuts through. You're the fire Every time I remember you, forgot me. If you love me then, why does it feel like I'm a stranger now? You built me up just to watch me fall. I'm still bleeding from the words you never said. If you loved me then, why couldn't you stay? I gave you every version of me, but you only loved the one you could leave. If you loved me then, don't pretend I was easy to forget. This is die. But I carry sparks inside my chest, and I set the dark alight. I didn't wait for mercy, I didn't beg for grace. I struck the match against the ruin and burned a brand new space. They thought the weight would drown me, but I learned
think I've found the fattest man ever to appear on Super Size versus Super Skinny. Because despite being just 5'3", Rob from Wales weighs over 500 pounds and has such a bad diet that he's not only morbidly obese, but only has 6 teeth left because the rest have literally rotted away.
Rob, come forward. And I want to match you up with Hayley.
Oh yeah, all right.
Hey, you. I'm sorry, but I've never met anyone as big as yourself. You've got bigger boobs than I am. Firstly, I thought, don't touch me. Without being rude to them, they were kind of sweating and, you know, and I thought, please don't hug me, please don't hug me. Can you feel my bones? Can you feel your bones at all?
No. I was a bit shocked the size of me. I expected the shock with the size of her. You could see the bones from the back and the sides.
Rob and Hayley may be the same age and height, but when it comes to their diets and waistlines, they couldn't be more different. Hayley is incredibly focused about what she eats, whereas Rob just eats mindlessly. I'm hoping that their time in the feeding clinic will show them how extreme their diets have become.
For them to both be the same height with their weight difference is a pretty shocking scene, to be honest. I don't think I've seen anyone be quite as far apart as they are. They're both just 25 years old as well, so at this point, Rob is 2 years younger than me, which is pretty crazy to think about. It's unbelievable that he's got to this weight, which is around 500 pounds judging from the scale at the beginning, at just 25 years old.
25-year-old youth worker Rob Gillett from Bridgend might only be a tiny 5'3" tall, but he's a colossal 35 stone 10.
So Rob is 500 pounds at 5'3", which is just totally insane. And I can't believe he can still walk around like he is. If you're a subscriber of my channel, you'll have probably seen before when patients get to this size, a lot of the time they're bound to a wheelchair. And I do think Rob's close to that point. And as you know, when you get into a wheelchair, it's harder to be active, and the weight just piles on even quicker. And Rob is also from Bridgend in Wales, which also has a very high obesity rate. So you can imagine he isn't surrounded by the best role models. So Rob is getting to a very dangerous weight very quickly.
Single Rob gorges on more than 7,000 calories a day, which has left him with a gut-busting waistline measuring 78 inches.
To eat 7,000 calories a day isn't cheap, and I don't want to assume, but he doesn't sound like he's in a very well-paid job. So you can imagine most of his money is just going towards food, and this food has left him with a waistline that is taller than he is. Because if you stretched out his waistline, it would be about 6'5".
But mostly sweet stuff like sweets, chocolate, biscuits, cakes. I don't mind a pie once in a while. What pie? No, I don't like when I see. But when I come down to eat the food, I just want to eat it. Eat. I don't smoke. So my addictions are cola and cake.
Every day, Rob swills 4 litres of cola. And chomps on copious quantities of cakes, biscuits and donuts.
Yeah, I do like my donuts with cream in. They're my favourite. Most cakes,
Rob's sugar obsession has come at a high price to his weight, and at 25, he only has 6 teeth left. Even when Rob's in the office, he doesn't stop eating.
Hold on 1 second, Joe?
We are concerned about his weight, and I think he's possibly been putting a bit on lately. The biscuit barrel is always empty.
I am a picker. I like to pick things. I'm always picking.
Something that I'll overlook quite often is not just the effects of eating this much food has on your weight or your mental health, but also the side effects that occur. Most of his teeth have fallen out, and they're adult teeth, so they're going to be gone for the rest of his life. All because he's just so addicted to sugary food. And he's also got a sedentary job, where it looks and sounds like he's just sat there eating biscuits and sweet treats all day. I do feel bad, because despite him being 25 years old, he just looks and sounds so immature for his age.
At the age of 25, Rob has never had a girlfriend.
I don't chat to girls because I just don't see the point no more.
I'd love to see Rob out on the town, on the tiles, with, you know, with the lads, you know, pulling the women. Yeah.
And the most important reason to lose my weight is I can fit into fashionable clothes, be one of the lads, go out more, meet friends, just genuinely be a proper 25-year-old lad. Because at the moment, I'm not.
And you can tell he already feels isolated. It doesn't really look like he goes out much, which probably leads him to eating more food. And I obviously do find it sad that he's never even attempted to have a girlfriend. And I think the fact that he's got no friends, no girlfriend, maybe a dead-end job, it's just sort of led him to eat more and more to fill the void that he's got in his life.
And having already suffered too many strokes in his teens, time's running out to turn his life around.
I do cry sometimes before I go to sleep. If I can't do something now, I'm gonna die early.
He's now suffered from 2 strokes already, which should have been the wake-up call that he needed. And I'm glad he is finally trying to seek help, but really this should have happened years ago. Anyway, it's time to meet Rob's opposite, who couldn't live a life further away from his.
Mortgage advisor Hayley Payne from Suffolk may be the same age as Rob, but incredibly she's almost 30 stone lighter at only 6 stone 12. That's because she's always on the go and eating barely gets a look in.
Food completely takes a back seat in my life. It's something that I know you have to do to keep alive, but it's a bit of an inconvenience for me because it takes up my time. I run on quite a lot of nervous energy. The day I stop will be the day I crash.
In fact, hyperactive Hayley gets through the day on just spoonfuls of sugar and copious amounts of tea.
I love tea, an awful lot.
And come the evening, any remaining energy is spent on cooking for others, especially new husband Chris.
I tend to like to pile his plate up quite a lot because I like to see that he's eating a good amount. Mine tends to be a third of what he eats.
Yeah, Hayley's portion's always fit for a sparrow, whereas mine is enough for an elephant to eat. I'm surprised I'm not 20 stone, the way I eat.
Hayley clearly doesn't have much of an appetite and strikes me as the type of person who would use the excuse that they just don't have time to eat. Despite this, she finds time to have copious amounts of tea, like the show says, and runs on spoonfuls of sugar. We've seen it before in Super Size vs Super Skinny, where people just don't need to eat and just don't think about it. I'm the complete opposite of this, so I can't really empathise with them. However, I do know that when you're not eating, your body will be running low on energy, no matter what you say, especially if you're as busy as Hayley is. So I can guarantee if she really pushed herself and started eating breakfast and lunch, she would feel a lot better and feel more energetic throughout the day.
Hayley married Chris 6 months ago, but the realisation she'd become a bony bride has prompted her to want to change her ways.
My wedding day was definitely the biggest day of my whole life. I felt like I was the one that let it down by being so skinny.
Hayley's now at risk of damaging her health and being infertile, and obviously as a newly married couple, that's something we discuss, children and things like that.
I want people to look at me and think I'm healthy because I do want to have a family in the future. So massively determined just to start to feel healthy and get my life sorted, really.
Now, Hayley is about 97 pounds and 5'3". Her BMI isn't dangerously underweight or anything, but you can see why she might want to put on a bit more weight, as she will soon be considered underweight if she keeps going the way she is. Now, before Rob and Hayley swap diets, Dr. Christian sends Rob on what he hopes will be a wake-up call trip to America.
Supersize Rob at nearly 36 stone is about to swap diets with super skinny 6 stone 12 Hayley. But before they do, Dr. Christian is sending Rob to the USA for a startling glimpse into his possible future. After a grueling 9-hour flight, Rob has arrived in Akron, Ohio, to meet his supersized American host.
Here we are.
Hi, I'm Donna.
I'm Rob.
Hey,
How are
good
you?
to meet you. Come on in.
Okay, thank you.
A lifetime of comfort eating has left 42 stone mother of 2 Donna Simpson with serious health problems.
I have type 2 diabetes. I have sleep apnea. I stop breathing, then it's just impossible to sleep.
Donna is only 88 pounds heavier than Rob is, and she has a massive list of health issues that Rob will probably face if he carries on the way he's going.
Donna's agreed to share her story with Rob, and like him, she's battled with her weight from a young age.
Yeah, I've kind of been fat since I was 5.
5?
Yeah, 5, I just started gaining weight all of a sudden. But see, when I was younger, my mother, over here in the States, we had called the Depression. She had like no food, and there's like 7 kids. So she was like, when I get married and I have kids, I am stacking the refrigerator and we're gonna have food and they can eat as much as they want. Yeah. Well, she did that, and we did. So I was a real fat kid, got made fun of in school. Do you overeat a lot?
Yeah, sweet stuff.
When did you start overeating?
Don't know, just when I'm bored, I think, in the house.
What Rob doesn't know is that Dr. Christian is about to make a surprise visit to make sure his wake-up call really hits home.
Rob is swapping with Donna. Both of them have really bad mobility issues and health problems because of their weight. So I'm hoping that they're going to have got on and that Donna is really teaching Rob a lesson or two.
Well, she's beginning by taking Rob for his first taste of supersized American portions at her favourite restaurant. Amazingly, even Rob, who can consume 7,000 calories a day at home, is struggling to clear his massive plate.
To be honest, I was shocked how much she ate. Like, I had one starter, she had 2 or maybe 3. I'm really finding it overwhelming.
Considering Rob eats 7,000 calories a day, I find it a little bit difficult to believe that he was really overwhelmed by Donna's starters. And although he didn't finish that burger isn't even crazy for American standards in my opinion. That just looks something like we'd get in the UK. Despite that though, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, and this could be the wake-up call that he needs to stop eating that much food.
If Rob thought his monster burger was overwhelming, wait till he sees his cream puff.
Whoa, it's loads of cream. I like my cream, but this is way too much. That was over the top, giant, massive. Even though I like my cake, I know now, if I want to lose weight, I need to cut loads of stuff out.
And I kind of don't really know what point that they're trying to prove here. Rob already knows that he needs to cut this stuff out. He doesn't eat these massive meals anyway, or so he says. So was it some sort of shock treatment? Because to me, it just looks like he was treated to a big meal.
At just 6 stone more than Rob, Donna can't cope with walking more than a few yards and is confined to a wheelchair much of the time. And as Rob wheels her back home, he's getting a glimpse of his potential future.
It's so exhausting pushing Donna around, but she's really heavy. You need to be a bodybuilder to push around people that size. Because I was struggling. I'm tired now.
Rob barely being able to push Donna around is a good wake-up call, because they really aren't that far from each other in terms of weight. If Rob keeps going, he's going to be the one in the wheelchair, and his poor mother will be the one to push him around. Eventually, Dr. Christian shows up to really drive home just how close Rob is to being in Donna's situation.
Surprise.
Oh, hello.
Rob,
Oh, yeah.
how are you?
Okay.
Can I come in?
Yeah.
I thought I'd pay you a little visit.
Oh,
Just to keep things on your toes, you know?
yeah.
Hello, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you, I'm Christian. I thought I'd just surprise this one. How's it been going, Rob?
Overwhelming.
Overwhelming?
Everything's so big.
You mean
Food-wise.
people or?
People as well.
Yeah.
It's just eye-opening.
And first up, Dr. Christian wants to see for himself that eye-opening diet of Donna's that Rob's been experiencing.
Oh, look at those. So chocolate is your weakness, isn't it?
Yeah, that would be mine right there. Weakness.
Are you tempted?
I am, but I'm not going to do it.
You're not going to? So you've already started your healthy living?
Well, it seems that Rob's revelation is well underway.
How do you feel about your weight now? You've been here for a little bit and you met Donna. What are your thoughts?
Well, I really need to lose weight.
Why?
If I get any more, I'd be like Donna. I can't be relying on people pushing me around in a wheelchair.
Do you think that might happen?
Yeah, it's quite to make me upset actually saying it.
I'm glad that he's having a wake-up call, but I do find it funny the way that he talks about Donna right in front of her face. Like, he's literally saying, I don't want to end up like her, to her face. But he is right. Having to be pushed around in the wheelchair because he couldn't control his eating would be awful for him to go through. And his mother, obviously. Especially because he's only 25 years old.
But Dr. Christian has another surprise in store. He's calculated that Rob's body mass index is an astounding 86, more than treble the healthy upper limit of 25.
You were a little bit in denial about your weight.
Yeah.
Your body mass is the highest that I have ever had.
Really?
Yeah, really. Really important, Rob, that you know these things. I think you've lived a lot of your life in a bit of denial about the weight. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah? And you have to stop that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you really mean what you say, it's time you face up to these horrible truths. Yeah? And it's not too late. Would you agree with that?
Exactly. He's young. He can get into, a good eating habit. Like, listen to me, 500 pounds.
No, but what you're saying is correct.
I think he's a strong young man, and he can do it.
I think the way that Rob bursts into tears here just shows that he's finally woken up to the fact that he will probably die if he keeps going. Like, yeah, he has said it a few times throughout the show, but I don't really feel like he meant it until now, because he's literally seen his fate in the form of Donna. And with that wake-up call, it's time for Hayley and Rob to swap diets. And remember, Rob gets through around 7,000 calories a day, and Hayley is estimated to get around 850 calories a day. So it's going to be a massive change for the both of them.
First up for breakfast skipping Hayley, it's one of Rob's gargantuan fry-ups, whilst Rob is having to contend with 2 cups of tea, which for Hayley would be the first of an incredible 12 mugs of tea a day.
The portions here are huge. Even if I was having this for an evening meal, there is no way on this earth I'd have this much food. This is rank. Do you not worry about in the future, though, if you keep eating like this?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're the same age as me, aren't you?
Yes,
Yeah, so...
I have to be honest, you do look a lot older.
Thanks.
I I know Rob can be a little bit blunt, but it is true. Hayley does look a lot older than 25 years old, and honestly, I'd say she looks mid-30s. However, Hayley gives as good as she gets and calls Rob out for being a liar, as he claims that he doesn't have these big breakfasts every day. However, when you look at his weight, I think it's pretty clear that he does.
You know, you say you don't normally have a portion size this big, or you wouldn't normally eat this. If I'm honest with you, I don't believe it. I don't at all. You must eat portions like this to get the size that you are. The more honest you can be with yourself about how much you eat,
I am.
then you're going to be able to deal with it. I think he's massively in denial. He probably tells himself he has a bowl of cereal when he's actually had a whacking great plate of fry-up.
Hayley said a few shocking things about how she don't believe my size of portions. I mean, I just thought, well, she doesn't know me to have the right to challenge me.
I think it's clear that Rob is still in denial about how much food he's eaten. I do also find it funny that he's taking offense to Hayley saying that, because he's just sat there and said that she looks a lot older than she is. So Hayley's just giving a bit back. But also, Rob is over 500 pounds, so yes, he is clearly eating too much food. And in a show like this, I don't think Hayley was wrong to challenge him for lying.
If that's breakfast, and that's sort of supposed to be a smaller meal as far as I'm concerned, yeah, I'm massively concerned for the rest of the day.
But when lunch comes around, Hayley's hopes of escaping with a little snack are over,
Oh my goodness.
as she's presented with a huge dinner of roast beef, potatoes, mash, carrots, peas and gravy, whilst Rob has to be content with a salami stick.
Basically, I was given, for my lunch, long, thin salami meat. That was it. One. It's really hard to chew it with 60.
Just suck on it, it'll last even longer.
And the sparring continues across the dinner table.
Are you not looking at this thinking you wish you had some of this?
No,
Not at all?
not at all.
Not even hungry? Every day you have a cooked meal for lunch, do you?
That's why I have 1 day a week. Well, no, but I have about a few times a week I cook dinner.
A few times a week. Nothing with Rob is clear-cut. It is a riddle, completely. Like, 1 minute I said to him, do you have a cooked dinner in the week? And no, Zulrah, I only have this on a Sunday. So I'm massively confused.
Rob constantly changing his stories, just a clear sign he's still in denial and lying about what he eats, and it just really drills that point home. And I haven't forgot about Hayley either, because she's just having one pepperoni stick or a salami stick, which just isn't enough food. I think that she needs to judge her lunches as much as Rob's lunches, because she needs to realise that while Rob is eating too much, she's barely eating anything.
One thing Rob can't deny, and that's his sweet tooth. So for Hayley, there are 3 desserts: Bakewell tarts, trifle and crumble. All with cream, of course.
Oh my God. Thank you very much. How do you feel that you haven't got anything?
I'm fine. Honestly, I am fine.
It's Hayley's turn to test herself.
Are you enjoying that?
This is my last spoonful.
I will have one after that.
No, this is my last.
No, I haven't had one. You meant to teach me a diet.
This triple helping of treats isn't such a chore for Sweet Tooth Rob. Desserts are always on the menu, and he's often topping up with his favourite cream and jam-filled donut. In fact, Rob gets through an average of 832 donuts every year. That amounts to a staggering 220,000 calories.
The amount of donuts he gets through means that on average he has 2 donuts every single day, which to me is just absolutely insane. Donuts like these are a treat, and I genuinely can't remember the last time I had one. Actually, it's probably my 10,000 calorie challenge, and I can tell you, they were the easiest calories I had in the entire video. And I just think it makes it so clear that Rob is trying to fill some sort of void in his life with food. He's already said he's never had a girlfriend and doesn't really have many friends, and it just doesn't seem like he has much else in his life, to be honest, other than food. I did do a bit of digging though, and found that Rob's nickname was actually the Human Donut. Probably because he was so fat and ate a lot of donuts. I won't spoil his weight loss, but I can reveal he did change his life for the better, and I'll show that at the end of the video.
So Dr. Christian is going to show him just what makes up his favourite sweet treats, before revealing the damage they could be doing to his body.
I have deconstructed your 832 donuts a year, and we're going to create that mixture now with all of this ingredients so you can see exactly what goes into them. And you're going to help me. We have 20 kilos of flour. Pick it up a bucket and chuck it into the cement mix for me. 52 eggs. That's it, get them all in. There are 6 litres of vegetable oil, so in it goes. Stirring away quite nicely there. What do you think, Rob?
It's making me feel sick.
It's making you feel sick. But Rob, this is what you eat. So we're going to put 3 kilos of sugar into there. You do yours. In it goes. 10 kilos of raspberry jam is what goes into your year's supply of donuts. So let's pour all that in too, shall we? 16 litres of whipping cream. What do you think?
Disgusting.
Every year, in total, that's 42 blocks of lard and almost 10 bags of sugar straight past Rob's lips.
Did you realise you were getting through quite that quantity?
No, I didn't. It's quite embarrassing, really.
I suspect that a lot of your eating is what I call mindless eating. You fancy a donut now and again, but without thinking about it, it's added up to 16 a week, 832 a year, and this goes part the way to explain why the weight has been piling on over the years.
I think the key thing that Rob needs to stop doing is just having these sweet treats around the house. It probably is true that he's bored and eating, but if the food isn't in the house for him to eat when he's bored, he won't be able to eat it, obviously. He does still live with his parents, so that means his parents will need to be there to support him and help him, but I think they can survive not having sweet treats in the house if that means that they can help Rob's health, because remember, he's already had 2 mini strokes.
He's already suffered 2 mini strokes, so Dr. Christian wants him to face some hard facts about the medical impact of all those sweet treats.
This is a picture of an area of brain. All of this brain is healthy. It's this lovely white, creamy colour, and it's got these beautiful pink blood vessels all over it. Can you see there's a slightly different area though on there?
Yeah, probably is.
Yeah, and what's different about this area?
It's all yellowy and gooey.
Well, there's none of the pink vessels going into it at all, and that's because the main branch that would supply all this area has been blocked somewhere. For some people who have a clot blocking a blood vessel supplying an important part of the brain, that clot may never clear, and that part of the brain dies through lack of blood supply. If that part of the brain is on the outer cortexes here, then it's going to affect some sort of movement, and the most common thing you see is a paralysis, a droop of one side of the facial muscles, a paralysis of one side of the body, the arm, the leg. It can be extremely debilitating. You can end up being in a wheelchair and entirely dependent on other people to look after you. So it is really important that you change, Rob, because this could be a possible future for you if you don't.
Dr. Christian does such a good job of explaining why it's so dangerous for him, because everyone knows that if you get fat, you're at a higher risk of a stroke. But Dr. Christian really outlines it for him and even gives examples of what could happen. Although everyone knows when you get fat, you're probably unhealthy, but I think people often forget the specifics of what happens, and this is what Rob really needed as a wake-up call. Now though, it's time again for the diet swap, and they're about to have their final meal of the first day.
Hayley's last meal of the day is a double helping of Thai green curry with rice and cola, while Rob's meal is slightly less substantial, a slice of goat's cheese and a sour sweet.
I can't believe how small you eat this.
I was clearly just busy.
Busy.
Mm-hmm.
Hayley got me basically an empty plate with a slab of goat's cheese of that size and a sweet of that size.
But having been confronted with her measly diet, which is putting her chances of having children in danger, Hayley's begun to grasp the need for change.
So far, I'm learning that I am capable of eating food. No one's making me not eat. It's purely down to me, and my excuses are rubbish at the moment. I need to start looking after myself.
Hayley doesn't seem to have an aversion to food or any deeper psychological issues, in my opinion. It just seems like she legitimately has a really low appetite. Thankfully though, it does seem like she's going to wake up to the fact that even though she doesn't feel hungry, she does need to eat some more food and try and put a bit of weight on before her health does become an issue. The next morning though, they start day 2 of the diet swap, and the first thing that strikes me is just how much sugar Rob is having for breakfast. And it's really no surprise why his teeth have literally rotted out of his mouth.
Morning. What? Fancy some toast?
It's day 2 in the feeding clinic, and while Rob sits down to a solitary cup of tea, Hayley attempts a sugar-loaded blend of toast with jam, 6 chocolate biscuits, orange juice, and more cola.
How are you enjoying your tea?
How can you see this is energy to start your day?
I get that. It's not. It's rubbish.
Yeah, I've always been taught breakfast is the most important meal, and you can't call it a breakfast.
No.
Hayley needs to eat more breakfast because basically when she drinks a cup of tea, no energy, no sugar, nothing in it. It's just pointless.
And I mean, Rob's right. There's no energy in it, but also the sugar content isn't something I'll be thinking about with breakfast. Just because something doesn't have sugar in it doesn't mean that it's pointless. Because if that was the case, Rob's breakfast would be considered perfect.
After having my toast and stuff, I've started to perk up a little bit. So really strangely, in a completely backward way, it has shown me that breakfast does actually perk you up a little bit as well. My energy levels now have actually started to increase after breakfast, which is a really, really nice feeling.
The penny seems to have finally dropped with Hayley that skipping breakfast every day is doing her more harm than good.
Hayley's just probably got so used to not having breakfast that she didn't realise how much extra energy she would get from having it. So hopefully this realisation does change things, and hopefully she doesn't have chocolate spread for breakfast. Now, although Hayley doesn't seem to have any psychological issues associated with her eating, like I said, Rob definitely does, as his overeating started at a very young age.
But worried that Rob may still be in denial, Dr. Christians asked him to take a trip down memory lane to help understand the root of his unhealthy habits.
I say the cakes come in round about here.
How was school then? Were you bullied at all because of, you know, your weight here?
Not bullied. I was always part like the in crowd anyway. I was just like the joke.
Okay.
Play the joke on.
Did you ever feel like the children were particularly playing the jokes on just you all the time?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Did that ever upset you?
Yeah, it did actually. Yeah.
So people have upset you quite a lot, and you've obviously never faced it, really, have you? You've just instead just eaten cakes and things.
Looking at the photos have been really helpful, and I unlocked something. I realised that people were teaching me like the class clown.
And this just shows that despite what people say, bullying doesn't really work to get people to change and to lose weight. For some people it definitely can, and when they get bullied, they'll fight tooth and nail to lose weight and change their lives, so they think that the bullying stops. However, for a lot of people, Rob included, it just seems to isolate them more, and Rob grew up without any real friends or girlfriends. And like I said before, just isolated himself and used food as a coping mechanism for this. Alongside this, his self-worth is probably just at rock bottom, which would just drive him to eat more and more food. Anyway, this is why he's on the show, to change these bad habits, and the diet swap has finally come to an end. Rob gets given a new diet plan to try and lose weight, and obviously Hayley gets a diet plan to try and gain some weight. And after some time, they come back to the show to show off their results.
Time for Rob and Hayley to be reacquainted.
You're all right.
What's happened to you then?
I broke my toe. How are you doing?
All right, how are you doing? You looking well?
Thank you. You look really healthy.
And you're looking young as well.
Oh, thank you.
Right, Rob, you old charmer, you. Listen to you go at her. Doesn't she look great?
Yeah, she does.
I think you've both done me proud. I have to say, I'm going to put you out of your misery right at the beginning and tell you you've done all right, both of you. Hayley, I'm going to start off with you.
Okay.
I think, you know, it was going to be hard work with you. There were a lot of things to change, but somehow you managed to turn it around. You've done fantastically well. You've put on just under half a stone. You've put on 6 pounds, which is amazing. And 3 inches around your hips. And you're going to love this one, 2 inches on your boobs. Happy?
Yeah,
I thought you would be. And you ain't done so bad either, mister. I was worried about you, Rob. I'll be honest. I thought the sense of denial that you had was so big, but you've done all right. You've lost 1 stone, 10 pounds. You're getting on for 2 stone already, and 10 inches you've lost off your tummy.
Really?
And 5 from around your thighs, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Really, really well deserved, because you've clearly worked hard at this, and I'm
Yeah.
really proud of the both of you.
Thank you.
Now, this is just a couple of months of progress, and like I said before, I did find an update on Rob. And despite him being called the human donut, Rob has managed to lose the majority of his body weight, and now looks like a completely different person. It couldn't have been easy, considering the fact that he was well over 500 pounds at one